LMD Magazine and EFM present Biz Talk, taking an in-depth look at today's biz landscape.
Welcome to another edition of LMD-E Biz Talk. Today we're speaking to the President of the Pest Managers Association of Sri Lanka, Sudash Liyanage. Good morning, Mr. Liyanage, and thank you for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting us for this show, please.
In your opinion, does the public have a clear view on what is meant by pest control?
I doubt, honestly, because the pest control is the word that we have been using for ages in the country. And no sooner that you talk about pest control, you get a vivid picture of one person doing it, operation all alone, coming from the government agencies. But it's not the case. Pest control has now become pest management, really because it need to be managed well to make the general public be good in their health, to manage the environment properly, and to look at their health aspects, which can be caused by the different pests that we come across in the country right now. So the pest control has now become pest management, because we can't really control the pests. You can control within your environment, but if something coming from the beyond your own environment, it needs to be managed properly. So the pest management is now the key matter for general health of the public.
What was the thinking behind establishing the Pest Managers Association of Sri Lanka?
Yeah, the thinking behind this was to have a formal association for pest managers or the managing companies that is registered in Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, this was about 3 decades attempt that was gone through before this forming of new Pest Managers Association of Sri Lanka in 3 months back. That's maybe because of the different industry rivals or different understanding about what a particular association can do. But the right understanding came in because if you look at the international forums, you have many companies or many industry personnels, the experts, who are really into pest management aspects as an industry. There are many pest management associations set up in every part of the world, and this is the very first one that we formed in Sri Lanka. Actually, thanks to 2 consultants who have no self-interest right now with the industry, though they were consultants in the particular field, called Upali Gangoda and Raja Mahendran, who had just a cup of tea at one of the tea boutiques in Sri Lanka and thought to invite people from the industry heads who are registered in Sri Lanka to conduct pest management activities. So every company also have really helped this idea and worked towards making a point there that they want this association.
What does this organization aim to achieve?
There are many aims. I should summarize it to 2 words at the beginning. First is to have a recognition, then to have a respect for the industry, not to an individual company. As a whole, to an entire industry of pest management, we should really get a recognition, we should really get respect from the general public. So the recognition comes with the formal training that we can give for all the pest control technicians and the companies, because at this point there are no particular formal training courses other than 1 or 2 that is conducted by the registrar of pesticide. And other thing is to give a real picture of what a pest management company and what the pest management industry is all about, and how this particular industry and the companies can grow together as a collaborative association where we keep the industry standards uplifted at every given time, so that we can bring in many more expertise from the rest of the world, and we can be accredited parties with the rest of the world associations that we have, and we can be part of those exhibitions, conventions, so that we can bring new knowledge and new techniques that are built in the world to manage the pests, at the same time to make sure that the people and their health and the environment is protected.
What is the contribution that this association hopes to make for the upliftment of the industry?
First and foremost, we will go on 3 lines. One is education and training. We will really give a real interest on making our every technician who is conducting pest management activities in houses or corporations or any building or for anywhere that for that matter, to have the right education and training, because that's the ultimate aim to develop the recognition that I mentioned. The second thing is to make sure that we set industry standards along with the world standards on the pest control activities that is available there, so that we can make standard operating procedures for every pest control activity. So that will make some standardization. The third is that to be a part organization which will help the government, regulatory authorities, health authorities and relevant public authorities to bring in novel pest control methods for the Sri Lankan market, as well as to make sure that we protect our general public by doing public awareness and making sure that they will get the best practices that is prevailing in the world with the help of all the government regulatory authorities.
What are the future endeavors that you plan to organize through this organization?
Yes, we have many planned in our agenda of the year. The first we have had in the first month of this year to educate on correct technical spraying systems with the help of a Swiss gentleman or an expert who was here. And the secondly, we are trying to make ourselves registered with the regulatory authorities as a formal organization, and then we are going in to set up training institutes so that every company involved in managing pests, they can send their technicians in to be trained, so that we can give them a particular training certificate or accreditation, and that will be on our websites, so that any individual who wants to get a service done, they will have a recognized person. They can go on the web, and depending on their requirement, they can call any company and bring them to work. Kind of different aspects that we are working through. Beside it, we want to educate the public also about our existence, as also what we can give back to the public.
Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Liyanage.
Thank you very much.
Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday for more insights from our business community. You can also log on to efm.lk and lmd.lk/lmdtv for a visual experience of Biz Talk.